Hey there, everybody. Getting ready to play kaplane here for my fourth match of this season. And the remaining one against Dr. Steelhammer should be occurring this weekend. Alright, so got village draw trashing, all that junk. Buys. Attacks, maybe not that important, though. I suppose pillage could be obnoxious at some point. How does the Overlord pillage interaction? Well, I guess. Oh, yeah, okay. Is it trash 2? Trash this if you did. Okay. Alright, so that doesn't. There's nothing tricky to do there. So probably. I guess a 3-4 would be a little better if you're trying to do what I'm thinking of, which is opening with the Overlord. I mean, it's just one debt. It's not a huge deal, but if you go silver Overlord as your opening, that's that seems reasonable. I think that's what I'm going to go with. There's a lot of nice 5s here to play Overlord with during the entire game, so it's going to be quite good. Yeah, 3-4 would be a little better for that, but like mine is pretty good here actually with encampment. Not to buy one, but to play Overlord as one. Well, in general, that's okay. I mean, that's the thing with mine. Overlord mine is actually kind of in general fairly reasonable, but mine buying, of course, is terrible. Yeah, I don't see anything else, so I'm just going to do that. You could pass on the silver also and just do the Overlord and only have one deck going into your shuffle. That's an option. You can do what he did and just be dealt the 5-2. That's also an option. Pretty good one. That's to maybe make up for my first player. We'll say that. Gonna get to 4 here, which again is not a particularly interesting price point. Technically prefer that I don't care about hiding this. Care for the Oh, there's also encampment. There is this interaction now, right? Because of the leaving it there thing. Okay, so that will matter. Does it matter enough to buy another Overlord right now? I'm gonna take one. I don't know. Otherwise, it's looking like Squire Encampment as the buy, which is not, I don't know, not super compelling. But at some point, of course, you want to take one of those instead of just buying the Overlords over and over again. So he buys an encampment, which seems reasonable, probably. I mean, I don't know what he had. I just keep on keeping on this. I don't know. I mean, if you think you're gonna draw, I mean, basically you're not buying something this turn in order to buy something on the next turn. What you would buy there is not totally clear to me. Whatever. This is oh, that hurts. That bottom deck, that does hurt. That one was probably bad. The 7 debt one, probably bad. The other ones, whatever. 7 debt one, probably not great. I guess you can do ritual on horde gold gaining. I don't know. I don't know if that's worth mucking around with, but it's a potential alt VP source here. And because of the trashing is maybe a little bit better than I don't know, ritual tends to be pretty bad, but or not super exciting anyway. This is okay. So his encampment is going back. Is he really going to use the bias? I guess so. He is definitely ahead. I keep missing the encampment play. I'm not seeing it here, so I keep missing it, even though it's I see him play Rabble and then another action, and I'm like, what happened? He's moving now. Well, I mean, you know, if you draw encampment Rabble, then you're gonna move. So. There's still a lot of play left in this game, though. Potentially. assuming everything's not completely gone before I get there. Okay. Did I buy a silver? Oh yeah, I opened with one. Now I remember. I remember it all. I wonder if I should just triple encampment. At least he didn't keep his thing. That was good for me. Basically, one of these is like for sure just gonna die. And if I find an Overlord, then the other ones don't necessarily have to die, but that has now become unlikely or less likely because of sad times on that Rabble. Otherwise, I would have found it. Yeah. About that. He tossed 3 cards, so I could whiff if I play it. Alright. That should probably have been a gold. I didn't actually count the monies. I don't know, is 9 considerably different? Maybe. Alright, I'm gonna have to like seriously outplay him now to win, which might be a bit of a pain to do. To be honest. But I guess that's life. Maybe he'll return an encampment. Nope. It's a big nope. I assume he'll buy this one, so. This would be a lot nicer if the rabble were in hand. Well, this is okay. I guess this can be swashbuckler. Right. This gives me, if I just do this guy as a junk dealer now, this gives me like a quarter chance of whiffing. The plunder, right, he just played one. I guess I shouldn't take that chance. I would have probably actually cried if I had just straight up. Should I take the silver now? I'm gonna have to at some point, but well, I mean, it's not like I'm gonna have the money, right? How much money will I have? 9, 11, 12, 5. I don't need the buy, obviously. It's just whether I want the silver in deck before I'm drawing, which is probably no. It's probably better to just do it in a turn. I would think. I do the Overlord? Probably, right? It's this the Overlord, the 8-det Squire that I've got here in my deck. He's gonna have to botch this up, which I'll play out because we're not really at 3 piles, but he's gonna have to do some silly things or just underplay the board. Which maybe he already is, I don't know. Kind of feels like he might be a little bit. I don't know. We'll see what he does this turn. But if he starts doing the silver and the mind tricks, then I'm gonna be in trouble. I mean, more trouble. Did I buy? I wonder how many turns I bought in Overlord. The bad thing now, of course, is this points lead starts building up. But what can you do? He doesn't. He should build. I mean, if he grains, that's my chance. But he should build. Okay, he's getting a horde, so he's probably gonna build. Well, he does province. That's totally unnecessary. So that gives me the beginnings of some hope, not a large amount or anything, but you know. We'll take what we can get here as far as hope's concerned. Province there is so weird. Like, he doesn't even, there's no 3-pile threat. There's no, there's tons of stuff you can still buy in the kingdom without making the 3-pile any closer. And there's tons of like all VP here, potentially. So there's just no reason to do it. And there's like an attack that punishes you for having green in your deck, so not great in my opinion. Probably I still lose to it. I'm not gaining a silver this turn unless I... I would like to buy a horde, so... How much money do I need to do that? 14? Huh. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9, 11. Maybe I'm not buying a horde. If I was gonna say I can just leave the encampment, except that it's not like super good on the bottom there. I would have had more options for this play of the whatever. We still need to get thin. Alright, I don't have the extra buys. I can't buy an Overlord even if I wanted to. The Rabble does let you make your swashbucklers pretty cute. That's kind of nice. At least a couple of them. I mean, I'm not going to say no to coffers here. I guess I could have also looked at trying to get the thing, whatever the thing is. The chest. How many do you need? 4? I could probably do it this turn. If he doesn't rabble me again. Potentially even if he does rabble me again. Yeah, I can probably get that. I maybe should have thought about that a little bit earlier, but too late now. I mean, he may be able to just empty the provinces really fast, which is fine, but we'll see. I'm angling for rituals. Oh, he's already ritualing. Okay, that's fine. Or that's reasonable. I mean, if he has one dud, I can kind of pretend like I have a chance. Woohoo! The plunder there is annoying that it's down in there. That really is obnoxious, actually. Okay. So I need to gain... I mean, I can wait still. I mean, I'm just going to end up getting thumped on this. I should think, because it's not like obvious that I need to get a... or it's not automatic that I need to, say, get the silver this turn to have a shot. I mean, I don't really have a shot in any case. I wouldn't say. When the curses run, then we will have a 3 pile, so that's kind of an issue. Alright, I don't know what the last card is, and that would probably be important to know, but whatever. Okay, that's kind of what I thought it was, so that's alright. Do I want 2 buys? Probably want the buys. Okay. Would have been good to kill more coppers there, but whatever. He's probably not going to take the chest from me anytime soon. I could go province, rabble squire, or I could go duchy rabble squire. Or I could go duchy rabble. Well, there are a lot of things I could go because of the coffers. It's not clear I can support flooding with gold too much here, to be honest. I still don't know that it's worth it to me to pursue lowering or to make the ending that much sooner. Though I need to be closer in points, otherwise I'll be lost either way. So that would make me think province. But like, it's rough. It's just rough either way. This is a great opening hand though, so that's something. And he has 4 debt, so that's something too. Not much, but something. He's not going to take the chest from me anytime soon. Squire rabble copper. I still have to play for a longer game, but I will probably need him to have a dud turn to make it back. He can do some mine stuff this turn probably. That's maybe it was an action consideration. Though in that case, why wouldn't you play? That's weird. Why wouldn't? Maybe he doesn't have anything worth mining. I guess that's possible. Though I would think in that case you just go up for the squire. I mean, I guess you don't want the silver. Maybe it just didn't matter. I mean, yeah, he doesn't have any copper, so. Well, this is definitely the turn where potentially he could dud. We'll probably play all these guys as rabbles to try and make it happen. Or at least, you know, a couple of them. I don't know that the money was going to help me, so I think this is all reasonable to do. I mean, the coffers. I don't think I needed more coffers. I mean, triple province obviously isn't even close. So, I don't know. Well, treasury again for me is not useful. Is there any reason to go with a mine for anything? Or is there some value in... So we can try to get a third green on, or we can take buy from Overlord. We can trash. We can choose not to play the rabble and get trash with junk dealer and get by from this squire. Or we can play the rabble again and just get by and not trash. I still have a bit of overdraw here. I probably won't after this turn. Well, I may still. It feels like I want to try and get another green on there. I mean, maybe it's totally hopeless, but I could even do it again, but I think I definitely need the buys now, but okay, so well, do I want a province? Or do I just want the duchy? How Daddy... Because I still don't have even if he duds, sort of, I don't have a win on my next turn. How much money did he have last time? I don't know if he can triple. I don't know about this. It's questionable. Well, and he's got this stuff in hand. He'll have an Overlord. So... Well, he did stop a little bit. I don't know what his I don't know what all his cards are. It's not easy to catch up when their dud is still scoring at least 9 points. That's not really the situation in which you catch up. This was actually not the worst rabble flip in the world for me. I mean, it wasn't great, but oh gosh, yeah, he can just double province. It's just, that's not dangerous. I have to ritual 30 more times to catch up on those points. And he just has to province one more time, so. I would not buy an estate. If you buy anything there, I would buy Squire. But I don't think an estate does anything for you, particularly. There goes my encampment. Should I again try for... I mean, again, I'm just having to try and make him dud, right? So it's got to be Rabbles. I mean, at some point I can say, I could try and switch here on the assumption that I'm going to play enough other Rabbles to get him to the third green card. I mean, that's like, far from guaranteed, but in fact did not happen. I mean, there's only one thing to do here. That is that. I'm gonna make sure he doubles my score for sure. Hey, look at all the... Well, I guess I could have... well, that was going to be kind of hard to afford, actually. Mm-hmm. It's sad I'm not, like, trashing the curses either. Like, my deck isn't actually good enough to be clean. I maybe should have waited a turn and finished trashing before trying to do this ritual stuff. Not that I really had time in any case, but... I probably don't want the duchy. Because it's not going to put me in a... It's not like it's going to put me in a close enough position to do anything. Even if he does, if I have 38, I need more than... I need like 2 duds, which is crazy. If he has like any overlords in hand, he can just play the... Okay, well, he in fact has 2 encampments with plunder in hand, so... this has got to already be in hand, the win. Alright, so first game's his. I didn't really like how he finished it, but then again, you can probably complain a lot more about my buys early on. Quite a lot of overlords. I would have... Of course, I also didn't have the 5-2, which is pretty nice there. Though I got to mimic it in some sense. Anyway, this board has Wall and Ambassador, which is a joy. There's basically no incentive here to... well, I mean, hopefully he greens. I mean, there's just no reason to, but... I guess the opening is Exorcist Ambassador. This is going to be pretty brutal. Druid has Wisp, which is nice. Really nice. Ghost Ship gets countered a little bit here between Wisp and Wishing Well, but it's still worth picking up, I would say. I don't know if you get second Ambassador before you pick up, say, Druid. That wasn't a great draw for him if he didn't have an estate there. I don't know. Second Ambassador, yay or nay? Isn't totally clear to me. I mean, you can also get like a Wishing Well or something. What else did Druid have? It had card and then gold. Gold is not bad here either. Not at all. So Well is pretty good though. I'm not totally convinced on that, but pretty good crossroads for him. He takes City Gate, which is reasonable. I can either take the gold or I can take crossroads plus wisp. I think I'm going to do the wisp and the crossroads. Hopefully this is not exorcist on bottom, but, you know, tiny card on bottom and exorcist on top. But we'll find out. We'll find out how good the game goes for me is going to depend on that fact. Ooh, it was a nice one. Very good. Very, very good. So I'm in the wisp zone. More so than him at the moment. He has 1 to my 3. I'm living my wisp life. Now he's got a second one. So I'm pretty happy about the wisp situation, because that can be kind of long-term advantage for this board. once those guys have gone. He buys a wishing well. That seems perfectly reasonable. I may draw a deck this turn. In fact, I have a pretty good shot at it, which is cool for me. Last cards are Amp and Exorcist. Should I take gold? Maybe. You can also get 5 by other stuff, but so if I take a gold, I don't get a buy necessarily. Which is fine. Let's go with the gold. At some point here, we're going to want to get the second ambassador. I could try the curse. I mean, if I feel like I'm ahead on the deck size, I could get the curse now. Because I have some stuff to already. Curse is not as good as like giving them, like if there was like a 4 cost that was really terrible, like Navigator. That's actually true. If you wanted to junk them with something, like Potion would be the ideal thing. If there was like a terrible Potion card, or probably regardless. Like Potion would be the thing, or you know, something like that Wisp couldn't draw. Curse is like so greedy, but I can probably get away with it. Though it's like, why? You can give him a copper and it's still pretty good to give him. I'm going to try it, whatever. This will hopefully I get punished immediately. That's justice. But maybe I'll find a Wisp on top. The curse spy is not right. It's not correct. There's just like 0% chance it's correct. Man, he's not having a good time of it though. So I can try to draw on. I'm going to do that even though okay. Oh, there's an estate in there. Well then, yeah, definitely. I guess there was always an estate in there. I'm just dumb. Okay. I don't know if Ghost Ship is the buy, or I mean, I guess he has to have the well or the wisps in hand for it to be countered, and it's not like a counter necessarily, or a full counter. I definitely need a second ambassador. And I probably will buy Navigator and give him that. Or Exorcist. Well, I'm not sure. That's the hard part here, is that the... I mean, he could easily get clean here still. Or clean enough anyway. Okay, he's gonna return 2 coppers, I assume. Okay. I mean, the big thing for me at this point, of course, is just that I'm like, just way ahead in deck quality. Like, I have the gold, I can buy the 5s. I mean, you don't need the 5s necessarily, but they're still pretty good. And I'm still adding wisps or whatever, you know. Alright, so he's going to get out of there, which is fair. He must have had some rough shuffles in there. I wasn't paying super close attention to his shuffle, so I don't know what missed or didn't miss. Well, we know his Exorcist was missing estates. That's the thing I did see. But I didn't notice the ambassador stuff a whole lot, what was going on there. But certainly things were going well for me there as far as draws. Or better for me than for him. I mean, both things. So, yeah. So that all worked out for me, which was great. Another encampment board. This would be a really nice, like, Overlord or Captain kind of this band. That new style of command stuff would be really nice here because of the experiment encampment interaction. Of course, that has nothing to do with this board, but you know. Alright, so it's like a remake. There's Orchard, so I guess Orchard points, you can get that for several piles here pretty easily. Only one person can do encampment on that. You can open Remake Experiment. You can open Salvager Experiment. You probably do want Grand Markets. What the best way to get those is not clear to me. The 5s aren't super strong. I mean, it's City, and City will probably be activated eventually. I'm leaning towards Remake Experiment right now, so I'll just do that and not worry about it too much. You know, this is either going to be really great or really sad. It's pretty great. So the question here is, like, you do need the silvers, right? Like, clearly I think, well, you got to be able to buy something. You got to be able to buy GM eventually. I could wedding next turn, so I can. One of these could be experiment. Really, both of them could probably be experiment. Buy encampment, wedding next turn. And then if you wedding again or you just buy another gold, then that's your 6. That's not terrible. For your way of getting to Grand Market. I mean, this will trash you. I mean, getting these lab things, of course, will trash you faster, which is great. So you can get the silver maybe on a turn where you care about having a silver. This shuffle is probably okay to trigger, right? I mean, pretty much whatever you drew is going to be fine. The encampment wouldn't have been great. Like, the encampment with nothing else wouldn't have been super great, but I don't really want the debt. I mean, I probably can afford it. But just in case, if I lose by a point, I'll be sad. But, you know, otherwise I won't be that sad. The orchard encampment or experiment points are going to go in and out for the orchard. This is likely to be trash copper. I need to get the second gold this turn. I would like to. Apparently I'm just going to play all of them. Oh, this is great. So this can be, well, I don't know what it'll end up being, but it has a chance of being a Grand Market. It has a chance of being Grand Market double is a double copper trash. Here he's gone for his big experiment stuff. I wonder if he'll, do the other remake. Cities, whatever. I assume we'll get a gold here. You don't have to get a gold, you can get a salvager, I guess. But so unless this other gold is bottom decked, it is not. I am on my way. I don't know if I'll take necessarily GM on the next turn. Well, at this point it's looking like I probably don't. But it can be, it can be encampment, experiment, or double encampment, something like that. City, encampment. Probably not city, but Oracle. Oracle is a little marginal, but I'm pretty far ahead, I think. We'll see. He didn't have any experiments now, so that's not. And he didn't have any encampments. In theory, I can get all the encampments this turn if I really want to. We'll see if he has his 2 golds. He does have his 2 golds. Oh, but he had to pay debt. Ooh, that hurts. Okay. I didn't draw the other grand market, which will hurt a little bit. So let's see what we can do here. It would have been sort of nice to get, well, it would have been very nice to get the other buy, but it's not in the cards, so. Haven's pretty good here, but I just don't know when you get it. But it can do some nice things, for sure. I mean, at this point, I basically just have a strictly better deck than him. And I need to add bigger payload here, although there's not any like exciting action payload to add. There's not any gaining, there's nothing, you know. So you're basically just buying golds, plunders, and grand markets, and then cities eventually or whatever. So the only question for me is like whether I do double gold or double, or sorry, well, yeah, double gold I guess should be on the table. Whether I do gold GM, gold plunder, or like experiment even in there to get remake food and some consistency. Experiment is the only gainer as far as that goes. It's not the most explosive thing in the world, but like you could do experiments. You could do like experiment silver, grand market. What matters though is the money next turn, so I can have 5 more. I could be up to 17. I can have 6 more. Or I can have 4 more, which is not that exciting. I guess 7 more is pretty okay. Though maybe just as good as 4. 16. Yeah. I'm like overdrawn, so I didn't really add a whole lot that turn. He's finished trashing now. He just is a lot behind money-wise. He probably should add a silver with a grand market. He could do the experiments. And maybe I should have. I just wasn't quite seeing the path that got me to something really nice. So he gets a salvager. Yeah, salvager is reasonable. I definitely think salvager is reasonable. I could have done that as well. Can still do it here. I have 4 extra draw right now. I don't want to go up to that limit, of course, but adding 2 wouldn't be totally ridiculous. I do wonder about a plunder just to kind of start padding the points lead. Obviously, it's worse for anything else, but he can double grand market, I guess, next turn. He increased his money by 6. He was at 10, so he can get to 16. I don't know if the grand market split like matters in any way. Probably not. This puts me up to 21. This does give me triple next turn if I want to triple. Triple province, that is. That's not totally crazy. I mean, it is actually. There's not a real good reason to do it. I might have been able to buy a wedding on my turn. I didn't really do all the math about this. This is one where you can actually pretty well check whether you, like, maybe I could get a wedding and then this turn I still wouldn't have spent all my money. Like, because it's just $1 difference, that's pretty reasonable. Of course, I didn't get a gold at all, so maybe that's not. But I could have thought about it anyway. I mean, if he starts greening now, I'm good because I can get the experiments. I guess if he doubles, is that a risk for me? I don't think so. I think I can just regular double back and it's okay. So he's getting plunder in city. Okay. Yeah, that's all right. Salvador does somewhat encourage you to green first here. Because otherwise you would just build. Like I can go province, city, experiment. And then I can true triple on my turn. I can mill. Can do a few different things. Like if I double here, he didn't really add much money last turn. So if I true triple, that's going to be so many points. And if I don't have to play the experiments, then it's just like super safe. In fact, I'll trash a GM to do it. Unless I see some nicer. I can trash an experiment to do it. I'll have to count. On my turn, but what is Orchard? 4 points. Orchard is a lot of points. No joke there. Okay. I can score 18 more. Can he? I guess he can do 5 now if he mills. Though I can do other things to make that not a winning play, right? I mean, I can do things so that 12 points, I can outscore 12 more or 13 more. I got to count as punter, but if I take 3 and I go up to, the risk is just the dud, basically. If I take 3 and I'm up to 39, he's not going to catch me on double. I mean, I can do the math, I guess, on the, he played his Haven, so that, excuse me, that helps him. I mean, what would he need to catch me if I do 3? He would need double province, would leave him still 5 points behind. Or no, more than that. 8. Now we get him to 28. So he would be 11 points behind. Then he could do 1 plunder, 10 points. And so he would still need quad duchy or triple duchy. He's not going to do that. He's not going to have that much money. I just have to figure out which of the things I want to trash. I mean, probably an experiment, right? It could be Grand Market, though. Right, because I don't need the Grand Market points. And the experiment probably helps me with not dudding better. That's not 100% clear to me, but probably the labs are better to keep. I think this is safe, but maybe I miscounted something. He doesn't really want to play that city first. That might be a good salvage or target. Maybe he had to, but if he didn't have to, he doesn't want to play that city first. Well, I guess maybe he needs it to play all his salvagers. Yeah, that could be. If he has a win, then he had way more stuff than I was accounting for, but and I have it in hand if he doesn't have a win. I mean, I didn't dud. If he doesn't have it now, he should play for a dud. So he didn't even do anything. Yeah, he is playing for a dud, which is correct. I agree. I don't know if this stuff that he's done actually gets him there or not, but I didn't check that. I also didn't check if I could have I don't think I had 3-pile. Anyway, I'm there, so I assume he's gonna just resign. He doesn't. Oh boy. Well then, I see. At least nobody can pull it from the black market. There's that. But wow. But like seriously, wow. The only thing this needs is a villa. Then we'd have a board, but as it is, it's pretty boring. I'm gonna mess this one up so bad. Yeah, so guess you open Chapel Black Market. Maybe on certain weird openings there's like some kind of Overlord consideration to make. But I'm going to try to not fall into the buy 10 Overlord thing this game. I don't know where you put your pathfinding. I mean, probably just wherever you can put it. I mean, Mountain Village or Sage. You don't really want a lot of Sages, but potentially you may have a few if that's where you put loose threes. But yeah, you would prefer Mountain Village. Probably. It would be nice to have like a workshop variant here. That might spice things up a little bit. This will be interesting though. Man, pulling discard attack from the black market, it's gonna be... I would prefer there was one already in the kingdom. But that would be the biggest, I think, pull you could make from the black market. Like certain like throne and king and whatever, those could be very, very good as well. But I think a militia is gonna be like the very best thing you can pull from the black market. There's still, of course, there's still library, but it'll let you do a lot more with your governors than them. Maybe we'll both get one, you know. Maybe one person will pull catapult and one person will pull militia. Or something like that. Maybe I'll pull neither and he'll pull both. Yeah, but pretty much any of the discards would be good. Make kaplane resign. No, okay, I won't. I guess there's... You don't need to keep your necro here. So I will be trashing mine if I get that chance. Depending on your draws, you might try and get away with not buying Overlord at all. Or not, sorry, not buying Outpost at all, but just having an Overlord that you use for that. But who knows? You wouldn't be sad about having one just as an outpost either. Having the card outpost. My inclination would be to build. You don't want to let them green sneak out the provinces from under you. There isn't alt VP unless there's something, unless there's multiple kind of good scoring things in the black market. I mean, like a single goons, of course, is just going to be incredible, but the VP, of course, you can build as much as you want also with the black market and the outposts and things. So even if they get 4 of the provinces or something, or 5 of them, you're not necessarily dead, but it could be scary, potentially. I mean, I think I'm just going to open... Black Market Chapel. I mean, I don't think you want to open with the Overlord. I don't believe it. So I'll just go ahead and do it. Maybe he will, but... So he does. Which is fine, I guess. Here I have a little bit of collision. Of course, his thing with is if you get collision, then you don't have collision per se. But hopefully we draw the Hovel or the Necro, but nope. And here I am already thinking about the Overlord as if I'm not going to do it. This is a little sad. It would have been nice to bottom deck one of these guys, but okay. I'll go ahead and take a silver, I think. Seems fine. Could be a sage, but you really don't want to be in debt for when you play your black markets. That's sad. His trashing was slightly worse than mine, but not noticeably. His Overlord missed. Yeah, the governor plays pretty nice there. That's almost enough to persuade me to... What do I got here? $4. Still not going to do it. What if I find something really... What if the militia pops up? You know? What if my militia pops up right here? This was a pretty nice turn for him, actually. 5. I mean, obviously his Overlord missed, so that wasn't nice for him, but the this hand is pretty good for him. pretty okay anyway. I think it'd be better if he got to trash his thing. Yeah, this is kind of scary. His overgrown estate. That's what I meant. I'm not actually sure that outpost is like the thing. The gold's really good for him though. I would have not bought Mountain Village if I was going to buy something there. Okay. These are not exciting with 4. I don't think the courtyard's that exciting. So far as maybe there was the Overlord, I don't know. His Overlord is doing really nice stuff though. Masquerade is kind of obnoxious for them to have. Potentially. But I mean, yeah, like getting nothing is not unreasonable either. He maybe is just trashing his finish his trash and then buy something. You know, one of those somethings. He just buys an outpost. Feels like you buy the governor, right? Like there's no reason to buy the outpost when you have the Overlord. I wouldn't think. Maybe I'm missing something. Or the library, you know. Something like that. If I'm okay with 5. Now if I find a really nice 6, then I'll cry, but he took the really nice 6 out, so I don't have to worry about that. How convenient. We gotta look for pathfinding at some point. He buys a governor. That seems reasonable. None of these are super great. I mean, if you just have $3, you know, then you can get the village. Or if you can get the village plus something else, then that's nice. But otherwise, you know, just whatever. The Royal Blacksmith's not a very good buy for this timing anyway, I don't think. The 5s are just better. I'm gonna buy. Man, I'm super jealous of that Overlord. That's no lie. I don't want those. Like the Armory, it's the only like kind of good one. Well, we did not find the library. We needed to find that to kind of have a chance here, I think. I could get a second black market. Or just trash. Guess we'll do this one. I wish there was a good 2 I could change my Necropolis in when he inevitably does some well, he may not do some remodeling, but he can give his governors those aren't that great. Well, the storyteller and the torture are both fine. Both pretty good for him. I mean, I would take the torture myself. Because you can get 2 plays in. You can get 2 plays in while your opponent is during your outpost turns, right? So he opted not to get it. Butcher is fantastic, of course, as per usual. Feels like he should have gotten the torturer, though, to be honest. But I mean, if he wants to, he could green. He should probably pathfind something. The only thing about the torturer, I guess the thing about the militias in this context is that Mountain Village plus Library counters them to some degree. I mean, if you can, like, make them discard and trigger a shuffle, then it's sort of obnoxious. And that's not impossible, but yeah. Because if you can take the library, like if they go down to a single Mountain Village, and then if you make them shuffle, then they're just out of luck. But he's so far ahead. I mean, I'm just going to play it in case he misses a 3 pile or something. Or I just get really lucky and like pull King's Court and Bridge or something. But I mean, I'm at least going to have a turn here. The issue is that I play silvers, right? And he plays golds. That's part of the issue anyway. So there's some limit to... And of course, he's going to be in the position to do 4 provinces 2 turns in a row very soon, actually. And I have 0 governors. So that's going to be, yeah, I mean, that's not going to be recoverable, to be honest. This is all fine. Whatever is going on here, but like none of these are that exciting. The charm's okay, but not super good. None of these are that important. Like, I can get a fairgrounds, but who cares? If there was a good 6 here, I still wouldn't do it. It still wouldn't matter in a million years. It's like I can gain 2 governors now. Or I can gain Mountain Village Quarry governor. But like, or Envoy Mountain Village governor. I should probably just try to get the actual governors. Because they're also maybe my best way of drawing on. Well, that didn't happen. Like if I had pulled a governor here, I would have at least had a turn, right? I would have lost the governor split 6-4, but I wouldn't have lost it 8-2. This is useless. His outpost turns have also been all pretty good, so that's not totally guaranteed. I mean, obviously it's likely when he has the number of governors he has. It's not like he got super lucky, but he did get some fortune to get the good turns there. He's just going for it now, which is fine. I mean, he can get half the VP, I would guess, this turn. Between the 2 turns, pretty easily. Like if he does 5 here. Did he play his Overlord yet? He didn't. Is he just not playing the Overlord? Is it gone? I'm a bit confused, I would say. Couldn't he have just used a mountain village and picked a gold up? I mean, he's just going to end it. It's looking like the Overlord opening was the thing. So I got too many in the first game and too few in the fourth. I'm super confused about where his Overlord is, though. I'm just letting him get the 8. It seems like maybe. I don't know if he's the kind of person who likes to do it or not, but it's not every game you get in the position where you get to do all 8 in one turn and it be the play against another human opponent. I won't say against a good opponent, but against a flesh and blood opponent. That's all I can qualify for at this stage. Wow, he got that butcher. Did I fix this? Okay, I did. All right. Okay. Crossroads does a patron thing, but also you can't draw here unless you get incredibly lucky with your green. So that's not really a thing, I wouldn't say. Other than that, you've got a lot of VP related to treasures, and then some ways to gain those things that are relevant to that in Treasure Trove. And then also there's some counterfeiting. Just, yeah, you can't really trash here, but I mean, not trash, you can't draw here is the thing. Otherwise I would probably build pretty big if you had any draw, but so you probably just want, I'm trying to think if you even want to buy the patron over the silver. I don't know that you do. I don't know that you'll ever need the villagers for anything. It's not impossible for you to have a couple expands and for there to be collision or something, but in general, silver will be better for you points-wise, and the villagers are not especially compelling unless you're not going to do the crossroads thing. Unless you have two expands collide for some reason. That's the only thing I can see, which makes me think you just go silver. I don't even know, like the $5 treasures are the important cards here, but I don't know how you balance them, in what ratios you pursue them, because obviously every time you play the treasure trove you can score 3 points. The spices, of course, just does the spices thing where it gives you those nice coffers, and counterfeit, of course, does the thing where it kills your stupid estates. But how you balance those is not clear to me. I'm going to go with the counterfeit first, but I don't know that I'll get a second one. Aqueduct is already worth a ton. So like you could just decide you want to go ahead and get a province at some point because it's 11 points. It's going to be worth a bunch again, or an estate. Yeah, he goes for a big estate. I think that's reasonable. I would have done it here if I had thought of it, is probably the better way to say it. I don't know that I actually can guarantee I would have done it, but ooh, that's not great. He's going to just take a province, I assume. Yeah, I mean, why not? So he's way ahead on points already. And, okay, they didn't miss, so that's good. They almost missed. Some of them almost missed. I can counterfeit a treasure trove, I guess. How many silvers did I buy? 4, okay. I won't do it again. Well, I might later. Okay, 4. So we already have 3 of the golds. So it's only one more trove play that's going to be worth a point. Unless I get more silvers. I don't have 13, otherwise I would get a spices with this. Probably I'm just gonna straight up lose. We're not like impossibly behind or anything at this point, but you know, it doesn't feel good because he can just buy spices when he's down VP, and then yeah, I feel like I have to like get the duchies. There my troves are done. He also trove plays I think are still points for him. I honestly don't know. That will matter at some point probably, but if I had the counterfeit, that would be nice. He really can't take province, which is cool. I'll have to find his trove. So it is in the shuffle still. He just buys a silver. Okay. So this should be safe for me. And it gets the point. Now, if I have the counterfeit, I should be okay. I don't think he can score 12 points. Okay. So we got it in the end. Not by a lot, but we got there. Would have sucked if I hadn't paid attention that I didn't need to trash the silver, and that that was what would if that had lowered my score enough to lose. I could have easily done that in a different world of shuffles for that game. Just very easily I could have done that. So this is like Villa Rabble, Count, Mystic Market stuff. Golem, I guess you can do. Haggler, pretty good. Haggler's okay here. It's not incredible. Just because once the villas are gone, it's actually quite bad. If Bandit Fort were on the board, it would be good still, but it's actually pretty. Doesn't have great targets here, given the fact that the villas will be gone. Before the villas are gone, it's nice. So we'll have to see if we get it at a point where we think it's worth it. But Golem looks like it might be playable here, unfortunately. Just because the decks are probably messy enough and are potentially big and messy enough to use it some. I guess the first 5 would do a count. And then, I mean, if you want, you can try first 5 being like Rabble. But I got the double 5, which is fantastic. of course. So far, my draws are a little nicer. He had to take an extra silver. I found the rabble right here. This will speed up my deck by a good amount. I have to think here if I'll want Villa +5. He's not even trashing. I find that a little strange. Or quite strange, to be honest. I don't know if I want the buy. That's basically why you would add the Villa here, is to have buy in your deck. I am really surprised he didn't trash. Like, this was surely an estate, so it's very strange to me. The Villa right now is like bad. I mean, you want them, but you don't want them probably yet. I mean, with a really nice draw, they're good, but let's just say we'll wait and we can get the market. We get the market here, and then he tossed my count, so that's nice for him, although not that nice because I have 2 rabbles then in this next 4. Assuming he trashes here. Just a 3-card trash though, so not huge. If we whiff money here, we'll be really sad. Maybe a little sad regardless. If we find a silver, it's fine. If we don't find a silver, not the best thing. He's got to have rabble, right? Does he just not have enough money in hand that he's worried about it or something? I'd probably play on there, but this is perfect for me. I mean, I may not draw the count, but basically it's the best ever. I should have top decked the market. Anyway, I'm clean. That's cool. I gotta start. I'm clean fast enough. I will get a haggler. There are enough villas left. In fact, I will get one this turn. I could top deck Villa, or I can top deck Rabble. Has he finished trashing? No, he still has an estate. I don't have enough money to gain away 2, 3, 6, 8. Yeah, I'm $1 short of being able to gain Haggler and play it here. So we just want to top deck something. Probably the Rabble, right? That's a little clean, a little better. Well, if you don't find the silvers, then it's kind of scary. Well, silvers or villas. Let's do the Rabble. Let's do the Rabble. I can get another villa if I want. Maybe now it's okay that I've done the trashing, since I have a Rabble on top. I drew deck without playing one of the Rabbles, so I should have some overdraw this turn to do haggler stuff. I don't know if there's a loop I can do this turn. I think if there was, it would involve gold. Unfortunately, it would probably involve gold, and so it probably won't work because Bandit Fort will mess it up. You might be able to do something for a couple cycles with province, but yeah, that's not. Of course, that's not quite as good for this kind of thing. Oh, I don't even have enough draw here to get through. But that's okay. I guess it's okay, I mean. What am I going to buy? I may want to do the discard rather than top deck. 13. Probably just a couple. Could go province, rabble, villa. I don't know that the province makes a lot of sense. 14. I guess I'm going to get $1 back. And then another $1 back. So I can keep doing rabbles. Or maybe a market. Even if I do the 3, right? Well, I wouldn't have the money for the last. Whoa, sorry about that. Jeez. No, I would have money for the last one. I think this works. He still has so many coppers. I still don't believe that he did that he didn't trash. Maybe there's a reason. Someone would have to tell me if there's some like clear reason why he would do that, but it's unfortunate that this is just this is still, you know, Necro Smithy, which is a cruddy draw engine, but it's better than no draw engine. I wouldn't hate trashing all the treasures either at some point. If I get the money. He still doesn't have a haggler, so that's good. Like I could do it here. Would be okay-ish. I kind of want to buy that last rabble though. And I probably need to top deck a villa. Or I probably ought to top deck a villa. There's not going to be a pile out, right? He doesn't have that kind of draw. I'm trying to think if I can limit what he can, villa tricks he can do by taking this one. Though he plays a rabble, he's going to toss like 3 rabbles, yeah. He's still not going very far here. Well, if I draw, I probably can just end it on estates. I could easily whiff here, though. Well, okay, I'm not going to whiff. Should have estates here. Maybe in hand already. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. Nine. This should be. Well, I gotta have how much money? I should check. I wonder if playing that villa. I need 16 plus 3, 19. I have 19 in hand, right? 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 15, 16. Like I could get some coppers. I basically have like 1 or 2 loose buys to play with, but this should be it, right? Buy villa, buy 8 estates. 9, 10. 19, buy, that goes up. Okay, yeah. This is fine. Oh, well, yeah. Good thing copper doesn't count against bandit for it. I probably had a curse style pile out too. Alright, so I managed to come out 4-2. As long as I do pretty well against Steelhammer and Naismith doesn't completely wreck Cyrix, I will probably promote, but we'll see. Thanks for watching, and I will see y'all later.